There are a couple of topics that God woke me up with this morning to speak about today, and one of them is the topic of Jew and Gentile. The category of Jew and Gentile was not established in order to separate ethnicity, and I feel like this is what people treat this as today. Originally, God commanded that this nation, a Jewish nation, was to be separated from all other nations. So even just in that, even in him categorizing or separating out Jew from every other nation, every other ethnicity, what he is doing in categorizing the others within Gentile, inherent in that is that he's not dividing up ethnicities. What he was doing was he was separating out a nation that was to be holy to him and using that nation as an example to us in the fulfillment, in the spiritual, of what we are to be in this world. We are to be separated from the rest of nations, separated from everyone else who chooses to be of the world. But it's not an ethnic issue. Paul clarifies that a Jew is not one by ethnicity, by descent. There is a race that is referred to because that's what God used initially in order to teach us about being a separated nation, being a separated people who are holy to him and don't belong to this world. But in the fulfillment of this, he clarifies that a Jew is one who is a Jew through circumcision of the heart, not the physical flesh. This is the reason why Paul was so hated by Jews, and even today is hated by both Jews and Christians, because he was explaining the fulfillment of God's law and that Jesus came to fulfill the law, and he was explaining what Jesus fulfilled and clarifying this is what God established in order for you to understand this. But he was being accused of changing Jewish traditions and customs and Judaism. That's not what he was doing, and this is why Paul defended himself by saying, was I not a Pharisee? Am I not a Jew myself from the tribe of Benjamin? I mean, give me a break. He was teaching what he was receiving in Revelation as the fulfillment of the law. Today, when we talk about Jew and Gentile, we should be understanding that what we are talking about when we talk about Jews are those who are circumcised in heart. There are those who used to be Gentiles who have been engrafted into the commonwealth of Israel through circumcision of the heart, through the covenant, and have become Jews. And yet they have no so-called Jewish DNA, Jewish descent. There are also those who God says in the word claim to be Jews, though they are not, but are of the synagogue of Satan. And he says it twice, once in Revelation 2 and once in Revelation 3. There were those in Persia, in Medo-Persia, for example, in that kingdom, who became Jews, many who of different nationalities. This is what it says in the book of Esther, of different nationalities who became Jews. Well, how do you do that? If being a Jew is an ethnic category, it's not as far as God is concerned. And in fact, there are those who are of many different ethnicities in this world right now who call themselves Jews. What ethnicity is Jew? The only definition that matters is the definition that God has given us, and that is those who are circumcised in heart. Those who are circumcised in heart. The covenant says you have to be circumcised in heart from the sinful flesh. So living according to your sinful desires and what is valued in this world. In that way, you would be separated from the world. You would be a separate nation, spiritual nation to God. That makes you a Jew. Then God says there is neither Jew nor Gentile in the kingdom of God. What does he mean by that? I mean, hello, there is only Jew in the kingdom of God. Everyone else, all the Gentiles who choose to be of this world and of their sinful flesh, regardless of their ethnicity, regardless of their descent, those Gentiles are of the world. That's what they chose. They are of the Antichrist kingdom. They are not a Jew. There is only one category in the kingdom of God. And in the kingdom of God, there doesn't need to be this separation of ethnicity. There is only a separation between those who are in the covenant and those who have rejected the covenant. Please discern this message with God.